Hello, I am Patrick Barnard. This is a short video film about an extraordinary place. It's called Safe Haven Farm Sanctuary. It's in Poquog, New York, which is in Dutchess County, just north of New York City. Safe Haven Farm Sanctuary is part of a network of animal sanctuaries in the northeast of the United States. And this particular sanctuary farm is run by two highly dedicated people. Ellen Crain, a retired New York pediatrician, and her husband, Bill Crain, a professor of developmental psychology at the City College of New York. The images you will be seeing come from a visit I made to Safe Haven Farm Sanctuary in November 2014. To witness Turkey Day, a Thanksgiving ritual in which rescued broilers and turkeys are supplied with a celebratory meal by their human minders, rather than the reverse. So let's make that Turkey Day visit to Safe Haven Farm by starting out at New York City's Grand Central Station and taking the train north. On the train going north to Pawling to see Bill Crain, it's Saturday, November 22nd. So we're going out of New York City to Dutchess County, north of the city. Hi, Bill. I've got this machine on. So this is your other place.
This is the town where the train stops.
I took quite a lot of photos.
Did you?
Yeah. Nice to see you.
Yeah.
So here we're going into the sanctuary.
Going in the sanctuary. This is our house. Now here come some of the rescue chickens.
Yeah, they are. Yes, look at them come.
Look at them coming over. And this is
They're looking at you with great affection, but is that because they want you to feed them, Bill?
yeah, so I don't know if they... Yeah, most of them will hang out with me even when I don't feed them. But.
Okay. Well, you seem to be very interested. Now, what do you think about strangers? So here you are up here, and you've retired as a pediatrician.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am a farmer now.
Yeah, how do you like it?
I love it.
That's good.
Great. Yeah.
It's good that you love it, because if you didn't, it'd be hell.
Yeah, that's for sure. It is. It's actually a lot more work than working, if you know what I mean.
Ask her how she likes the weather.
But I hate the weather.
Yeah. You prefer warmer weather.
Yes.
Now, I said...
It's hard on the animals, mainly.
Yeah. I said to my wife, well, let's do a farm a while ago. And she said, no, we won't. I said, why not? She said, because I know who do all the work.
Yeah. Well, Bill, it does a lot of work, but he, has to go to teach.
Right.
But he does a lot that when he's not able to be here, I really appreciate how much he does.
Yeah, no.
I do the shopping.
No, I'm sure he does a lot.
Well,
so the cold is hard on the animals. That's interesting.
yeah, it's especially if it's windy and cold.
They feel it.
Yeah.
Now
they
these
cuddle up and-
these are these chickens?
These are, except for the big rooster with the gray feathers in the back, they're broilers.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so they've been bred to eat all the time and actually get very fat because they're going to be slaughtered at a very young age. So they're genetically programmed to want to eat all the time. And for, I don't know what reason, this sort of egg-laying rooster decided he liked to live with them. So he's learned to eat very quickly because they only get 2 meals a day.
Mm-hmm.
And normally he could be around food all day long and just eat as he needs it. But he's learned to sort of fit.
You said he was egg laying?
He's
How's that possible?
well, he's not, but he's a egg-laying breed.
Oh, okay.
right.
Sorry about that. And what I noticed was, I'm looking at, they seem to be very healthy, these birds. I'm looking at their legs.
I hope they're healthy. You know, they're born with a propensity to become fat. You know, that's why they have to be on a strict diet. But despite us keeping them on a really careful diet, they have all the problems of obese people. They have trouble with their feet. They have cardiovascular disease. They probably have liver disease, which I would know. They don't live very long, usually.
Oh, yeah. How long are they going to live out here, do you think?
Well, hopefully they'll live longer, but
Yeah.
I would say 3 or 4 years is about
Right.
how long. And chickens can live, 10 to 15 years if...
Right. These were broilers, so they would have been slaughtered, I suppose, at what?
About 3 or 4 months of
Oh,
age.
yeah. So you've
they're-
given them an extra 2.5 years of life.
I hope so.
Which they
one-
seem to be
one is
enjoying.
Longer, but we did have one that just keeled over at breakfast and probably had a heart attack or, a stroke or something.
Right.
Despite being on a good diet. So they have problems even that we can't
See.
see or
Yeah.
and can't fix.
Very human.
Yeah.
Very.
There's the rooster guy, but he's he learned to live with them, and many of these chickens are roosters.
Wow.
Even though we got them, with a request that they all be hens.
Now I'm following EJ, and EJ had the top of his beak taken off.
Yep.
Which was a very cruel. Hello, EJ.
Now.
Hello.
Dovey ducks have claws
Yes.
on the ends of their webbed feet.
Yes.
So he can actually climb up things.
You can
And
climb up.
they also, as a breed, can't quack. So he hisses,
You hiss.
which is sort of his equivalent of a quack. He
Yeah.
doesn't really mean
Do-
it as a
do you-
hiss. But everybody thinks he's mean because
Yeah,
he
I
makes that
don't.
noise.
I like you.
But he's a very nice boy.
I like you.
And the way he shows how he likes you is he'll grab onto your pants. And
Oh, you're going to grab
like
onto
Phil
my
Otto.
pants?
I know.
Oh, I love you. You've made it. Yes, you made it to the sanctuary. Aren't you lucky?
Hi, how are you?
Yes. Ellen?
Yes. Hi.
Here we are inside one of the sheds. And the sheep are outside looking in. Now we'll go over here. This is the back barn. So, Brett, you're a neighbor who helps Bill and Ellen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. What do you think of this sanctuary?
I think it's a really nice place, and it's a great place for animals to have like a second chance.
Yeah, it is. It's great, isn't it? Now, you know a lot about horses. When you're with the animals here, have you learned things about them that you didn't know before in this environment?
Yes, I have other places that aren't as more of a sanctuary. Their animals don't get to free range as much, and you can kind of see a difference in how the animals are.
You know, I know a lot less about animals than you do. That's true, okay? But as soon as I came out here, I could see that these animals are extroverted. They show their feelings, and they don't have the normal sort of timidity that animals often have. Like when Bill came in, the chickens just, of course, they wanted to be fed, but they were happy to see him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. There's one horse here. Do you have much to do with the horse?
Yeah, Corey is a mini horse, and she came from a family that had a farm, and their kids got too big for her, and they weren't really doing anything with her, and she was kind of just sitting around.
What kind of personalities does Corey have?
She can be very playful and happy. Other times she can get a little grumpy, but she's pretty.
So she has moods.
She's pretty mellow.
And they were bred mainly
Here, I got a come over on the other side.
for pulling carts in the coal mines.
Oh my goodness, isn't that
because
fascinating?
they're very, very strong.
Oh wow.
And they're obviously short. But,
wow.
you know, it was
Were
a
they
terrible life for them.
Yeah, I
think.
bet. Were they bred in England then first, do you think?
Probably.
Yeah.
Because they used them a lot, I guess, in Wales and
Yeah.
whatever. But,
Well-
but I mean, I don't know much about the history, but I've read that they often lived their whole lives in the dark.
Yes, that's what I've read too.
Right?
Yeah.
And because they had no light.
So Joy, you work on the farm.
Yes,
That's great.
yes.
How long have you been doing that?
I've been volunteering for a couple, maybe months now. And they offered me a full-time job. So I'm very, very excited
Yeah.
about that.
It's quite a place.
It's beautiful. It's
What-
wonderful here.
Do you think animals and human beings are similar?
I definitely do.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Would it be good for us to maybe learn about these similarities, do you think? I mean, talking about us human beings?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that there's definitely some people just don't want to think about it or don't care to think about it, and that's sad to me, but I guess to each his own. And if we can just open up a few more people's eyes as, you know, the world evolves, you know.
I feel that we need to figure ourselves out and that animals could help us. Have you ever had that thought?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a lot to be said for animals in healthcare and things like that, you know, absolutely.
The connection between human beings and animals touches on the very root of what Ellen and Bill Crain are doing. Next to their house is a pond built by a previous owner, which the Crains have turned into a refuge for ducks. Those birds come from a hunting club immediately adjacent that holds canned hunts for wealthy members, 15 dead ducks guaranteed for the visiting shooter. But the ducks, like the broilers that Ellen described, have been raised to be shot at a young age. They have not been with their kin, and they do not know how to migrate. Because of their nurture by human beings, they are quite literally sitting ducks.
You know, some religious person said that's God's way of doing things. He puts you right next to the gun club. Then slug it out.
Bill Crain thinks that we're making ourselves stupid, as he has said, while we destroy the planet. He believes that there's an intrinsic connection between well-developed children, animals, and nature.
Okay? So helpers, come with me.
Hey,
All right.
Children need nature and animals. He and his wife have given a center to their lives. The disadvantaged, minorities, children, and now abused animals. They are convinced that these deeper roots, children, nature, and animals, are the connection that human beings have to find again to stop killing the planet. And this is the thinking, I believe, that lies behind the symbolism of Turkey Day. Well, here we are at the Sanctuary Farm, and this Thanksgiving for the turkeys is well underway.
Wonderful to have all of you, and on behalf of the turkeys, Bill and I want to thank you all for coming and braving really cold weather, but at least it's a little bit better than it has been the last few days, so we're happy for that. But we're here, as those of you who've been here before, to really honor and celebrate Thanksgiving for our turkeys. We have now 6 commercial turkeys that have come to live with us, and I would just like to maybe dedicate this little ceremony to the 46 million turkeys who have lived awful lives and been slaughtered in really painful and awful ways for people to eat on Thanksgiving.
Look at that. Oh, sorry.
these are the 2 young ones. These are only a few months old.
They're all for it, though.
These are the next one's coming at 6 years old.
Whoops, that one. Oh, they smell bad food.
Look at them. One has a bird so she has to have her dinner inside. Oh, where's her dinner?
That's Harriet, chicken.
Yeah.
She's very bold and brave. So
Yeah, right here.
She's named after
I'm taking
Harriet
pictures.
Tubman, because Harriet Tubman was
Can I have
a
my
brave woman.
iPod, please? It's in my pocketbook in the corner. Just grab it.
Underground Railroad.
Or it's in my pocket. Could you wait?
These
Hold on.
came
Next.
from
Wait,
a
wait.
factory farm. They were raised
hold
in
that,
factory
please.
farms. We know this because they're all white.
Hold that.
In factory farms, wild turkeys have color, brown and other colors. And the factory farms, they breed them to be all white, so if customers don't like pigment on their meat. You notice they don't have toenails, and their beaks have been cut. Because in the factory farms, they raise so closely together that they fight for space. Instead of giving them more space so they won't fight, the owners cut their toes and beaks so they don't damage their products. How they got here, nobody knows. They came from
Can you see?
Oh, I'm good. He's taking pictures. I'm fine.
Okay.
They just dropped off in their driveway, and then they.
Look at them. Wow.
They were just dropped off in a driveway.
Yeah, well, it's hard to know. They might have fallen off a truck. So they were rescued. They were rescued from a.
No.
This is a great moment, and it makes me remember why I'm vegan, and it's important to me. And I wish that more people would be, a little at least open to the idea, because you don't have to, go 100% the opposite direction of what you're currently doing, but just a little more conscious of where your food is coming from. And
Where did these two sheep come from, Bill?
Came from a Rockefeller estate. They're all colonial sheep, like in the American colonial days, and they they were slaughtered. They're for tourists and slaughtered for the restaurant they had there, and then they decided to close the restaurant. They're sending them all to slaughter, so animal rescuers went as fast as they can to get them, and they brought those two here. Here comes Jeremy. He's a ram, actually.
Jeremy.
He's the boldest of them. This
Whoa.
is his sister. Isn't she beautiful?
Wow,
Claire?
aren't you lucky? Now, these animal rescuers, do they work as teams and go in kind of as flying teams and
Yeah, some
rescue
do.
and then come to you?
Yeah, so yeah, then they need farm sanctuaries to send them to.
How many farm sanctuaries are there in the
area?
in the area?
It's Catskill Farm Sanctuary, Woodstock, and ours. There's also For the Animals in New Jersey. There's a big one upstate near Syracuse. That's like the mother of all sanctuaries.
One up in Syracuse.
Near
Yeah.
Syracuse, yeah, Watkins Glen. They were so emaciated. They came from some guy who was running his own private slaughterhouse, and they were dying by
Wow.
dozens. And these three, when they came, they were so emaciated that the farm sanctuary upstate brought them down here.
Wow.
He said, never seen.
And what kind of sheep are those? They look like merino, but I don't think they...
I actually don't know all the
Yeah.
details. They were living in the trees in a homeless city, like a hobo camp in Jersey.
Oh, yeah.
But the town decided they didn't want that homeless camp out there. And I guess they were getting scraps of food or something and roosting in the trees at night. They're very athletic. These are more like the original jungle fowl.
Look at that guy with his
Yeah,
those
the
feathers on his...
legs. Yeah,
Wow.
This is like the Asian breed.
Wow.
They think that's very attractive. I think it's kind of weird though.
I don't think it's meant to attract you.
Right. Here's Sprinkles. She's the first animal we had. Our first rescue of Sprinkles here.
Really? Is Sprinkles from the very beginning?
Yeah, she came out of
How old
live-
is Sprinkles?
We don't know. She was in a live meat market.
And this one you're petting now is...
Is Jeremy.
That's Jeremy. Okay,
He's
Jeremy and Sprinkles.
Here's Sprinkles. Sprinkles, he's, we used to drive by and see her standing out of looking outside the fence at a live meat market. And when we finally had a farm, I said, I'm going to...
Was that in the Bronx, that market?
Yes, I'm going to buy her and get
Yeah.
her out of there. So I said, that's what I'm getting
How
out.
much did you have to pay for her, if I may be so crude?
I think we had to pay like $150 or something.
Oh, that's not cheap.
No, we paid a total of $800 for two sheep and two goats.
Yeah.
High deal.
So you had to pay the... Yes! The Thanksgiving for the turkeys is is over. It seems to have been a real success.
It was. A lot of people came and they seemed to have a good time, and the kids enjoyed the turkeys. They petted the turkeys and enjoyed being with the animals.
And you have one turkey adoption?
Yeah, I think there's another one. As we were leaving, somebody else adopted.
Now, if people watch, they can give you contributions for your sanctuary.
Yes, they can. We have a website, safehavenfarmsanctuary.org. It's all one word, just as it sounds. It's spelled just as it sounds. Safehavenfarmsanctuary.org, and just spell out those words.
Now, I have one contribution for you. 10 European euros from Mr. Barry O'Dwyer in Amsterdam. As soon as I told him about this Thanksgiving, he immediately gave me a 10-euro note.
Well, how nice of him.
For you.
Oh, how nice of him. That's very nice. Yeah, I think people appreciate that the plight of the turkeys and how these turkeys are have escaped something horrible that the millions have not escaped, and there's a bit of sadness to the day. And a lot of people came. It's nice to get that kind of contribution because it comes out of a strong feeling on his emotion on his part.
Your book on developmental psychology is going to be translated into Chinese.
Yes.
I have an idea for you. What do you think about inviting some Chinese young people to come here during a trip perhaps to the United States and visit the sanctuary?
Yeah, that would be excellent. The largest group we ever had visit, and the largest donation we ever received was from the Chinese Buddhists in America. They came about 3 years ago. They came and they
fit in.
They fit in. They gave us they heard the gunshots over the hill, and the head monk, who was apparently a revered figure, came and he talked a little bit about that. They gave a blessing. They have this compassion water they made out of the evergreen leaves, and they sprinkling around the animals. One of our animals was in surgery at the time, and I asked him to say, would he say a prayer for the animal whose life was very much at risk. And then afterwards, he spoke no English, but through a translator, I asked him what did he say in his prayer. And his prayer had nothing to do with the surgery. The prayer he said what we prayed for was that the sheep that was in surgery and all the other animals come back in their next life as humans, so they can defend themselves. That was his prayer. He understood that these animals are really defenseless. Humans can do whatever they want with them, and he wanted them to come back as humans. While as the ceremony was ending, a remarkable thing happened, which was one of the turkeys who is here today, the one who can't walk well, Ducky, who dislikes humans. Ducky's never liked people ever. At the time she was 4, she while that ceremony was going on, just like today, and this monk was standing up on away from maybe 50 feet away or so, Ducky strangely walked out of the barn by herself and walked right up to the head monk, sat down and looked up at the monk's face. And people might not have known how odd that was.
Duncan and Isadora were found walking along the Hutchinson River Parkway in the Bronx. How they got there, nobody's sure. Probably escaped a live meat market, although police thought they were headed for rituals, some ritual slaughter.
Duncan seems to like you.
Yeah, Duncan, he wants to play and likes me. He's the bully of the group.
Oh, he's the bully, okay.
Yeah, he's the bully of the group. He's
But he likes to be scratched.
yeah. after a while, at first they're all very shy. Took some of them several years before they came up for us.
Duncan sort of came up to the fence when I came up. I think he was curious about me.
He's a playful goat, and he's very funny. I made a video called Duncan the Playful Goat.
Duncan, aren't you lucky, man? from the highway to the homeway.
Took the authorities 2 days to capture them because they have goats that are fast and they have moves like an American football running back where they fake and juke and jive, and one group came and then they had to add police, and then they finally had to bring out their guns and shoot tranquilizers into them from afar.
There you've seen the images from Safe Haven Farm Sanctuary. If you would like to contribute to the farm, then simply go to the site safehavenfarmsanctuary.org. That is the site mentioned by Bill Crain, safehavenfarmsanctuary.org.